สมาชิกคณะปันสังเคราะห์เชียนปรัชญาเพียงสามัคคีกลมนันเนียสังเคราะห์บอมรากาเปียกัมพูชีหมายตรงรบเนียเพียมเปียสันเสรีไอกระเรียนโบราณเพียมอาธรรมปไตยหมายประเสริฐโดประดันไทยรักษามันอ้อยบอตึงเฉลียนเปียนโมกตรวจตราสมบัติโดนตาทนเทียนจิตขมายเรียงอาทิตย์เรียงบอมลือกัมพูชีขมายไอกระเทียมเนียต้องสลายปัญหาโยบายจะเป็นสังคมอันหงสาสะกดไล่คลาจีเบียบเพียมรุ่งเรืองใจยืนตูยืนผู้เข้ายืนขมายกรองลานสังคมจีนไทยรักนาดจอมเราอำนาจจุนราเจียตามไปกัมพูชีรวมรู้เสียงสานเจีโยคณะป่าสังเคราะห์เชียนสมาชิกคณะปันสังเคราะห์เชียนปรัชญาไม่เพียงสามัคคีกลมนันเนียสังเคราะห์บอมรากาเปียกัมพูชีหมายตรงรบเนียเปียมเปียสันเสรีไอกระเรียนโบราณเพียมอาธรรมปไตยหมายประเสริฐโดประดันไทยรักษามันอ้อยบอตึงเฉลียนเปียนโมกตรวจตราสมบัติโดนตาทนเทียนจิตขมายเรียงอาทิตย์เรียงบอมพลือกัมพูชีมาไอกระเทียมเนียต้องสลายปัญหาโยบายจะเป็นสังคมอันหงสาสะกดไล่คลาจีเบียบเพียมรุ่งเรืองใจยืนตูยืนผู้เข้ายืนขมายกรองลานสังครูจีนไทยรักบอชนาดอ้อยจอมประดออำนาจจุนราเจียตามไปกัมพูชีรวมรู้เสียงสาน
and good evening. Welcome to Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. Thank you for joining our show. This program is under CNRP-America. My name is Linda Wu, and I am live from to you right now from the beautiful state of California, Los Angeles, California. So good day to you, whether it is Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning, no matter where you at. I hope you are tuning in, and hopefully it's going to be a great topic for us to discuss today. Our primary object for the show is to raise awareness among second and third generations youth overseas, regarding the political situation in Cambodia. So we want our youth in America, anywhere that able to understand English, to understand what's going on. We firmly believe that empowering youth with all the informations will encourage them to participate and also to make a decision regarding Cambodia as well. So again, my name is Linda. I'm going to be your host for today. Throughout this program, I just want to let our audience know that we will be only exclusively communicate in English. So I just want our audience to know that I do speak Khmer, but we will mix them up, but mostly we're going to speak in English. In CNRP-America, we do have our program 6 days, 7 days per week, but 6 days in Khmer. So please tune in. We have different hosts each day. We have different topic. So everyone is working really hard to bring you show, to bring you awareness, to bring you the current situation in Cambodia. Um, our topic for today is empower your vote. Empower your voice, cast your vote by cross out the ballots against injustice. That's the main topic. I've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks. And I do bring in different guests, different perspective, different people, so that way you are aware of what's going on, especially the youth, what's going on in Cambodia. I have two wonderful guests today. They both from Massachusetts, so they are representing Massachusetts this evening, or we can say New England. Let me bring one of them out. Let me bring Bopha out, and then I'll bring the next guest, Susie. ជំរាបសួរបង
Mipsua. Good evening. My name is Bopha. I'm from Lowell, Massachusetts, and I'm honored to be here today discussing or talking about what's going on in Cambodia and especially the elections that's coming up. So I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to speak tonight with you, Linda. Thank you.
Thank you, Bong, for being here. Thank you for giving up your evening. I know it is almost 10 o'clock in the East Coast, so thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
What motivated you to get involved in all my guests? Somehow they will get involved in the Cambodian community. What inspired you to keep going?
What inspires me to keep going is I have seen so much suffering in Cambodia, especially the dictator from the government today. I've been in the United States for over 30 years. I have not seen any better situation for the Cambodia, especially for the poor. I've learned about it, and thank you to Facebook that our people over there in Cambodia can have a live video to show us, outside of the country of what's going on. And I've learned about it when I think like 5 years ago, when they were robbing the land from all the women. Is it Bangkok or something? I not quite remember, but when all the women were there were, stand up and voice their concern and they fight for the land. And for some reason, they never win. And they all, went to jail for it. That's when I started to get involved. I started to see the injustice and no human right, and there's no regard for any human at all. It gives me motivations because I am also a Cambodian American that lived here for a long time. That I wanted to voice my concern and just to help them and just to fight to make sure that Cambodia nowadays will have the right for every human, living in Cambodia. And that's what keeps driving me every day. And I've been watching, YouTube or Facebook every day, get to see an update of what's going on in Cambodia. Lately, the topic is about the elections coming up in July the 23rd. So that's why we get involved, and we wanted to encourage the people over there that we are here to stand for you and, rooting for you to go out and vote and, and cross out all, on the ballot, because just to voice your concern that you will not accept the current government and to let other people outside of the country know of what's going on as well.
Thank you, Bong. Thank you for sharing your story about how you get started. I'm not sure you're aware that Bangkok is no longer there.
Yeah.
It's still a place, but there's no longer a lake. There's no longer. I remember when I was young, I used to go there and I would see there's water. People, there's a lot of plant in the water, but now it's no longer a place, no longer. I don't think many people would remember where it is, but it is no longer water with water. It's people, when Bong said like land grabbing. Basically, they land grabbing people that live around those lake, and there's no longer a lake, so they make ton and ton of money, and people are just and like you said, the women were fighting, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's devastating. So thank you, Bong, for sharing that. Let me
Welcome.
bring my next guest. I have she's also in Massachusetts. She's also in Lowell. Let me bring her out. Her name is Susie-In-Chhoun. She been here. She been busy, but let me bring her out. Susie.
ចាជំរាបសួរLinda ហើយជំរាបសួរបងបុប្ផាហើយនឹងពុកម៉ែបងប្អូននៅទស្សនាCNRP America our Facebook page and our show. Thank you very much.
How you been?
I've been very busy. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I heard. What can you share with our audience what you've been up to? I know you're a teacher, so during the summer you are off. But I still see you running around. I still see you on Facebook. I still see you everywhere. So
Well, Bong Bopha brought a valid point about election. So currently, I'm on vacation as a teacher, but as an educator, and also on top of that, I am also a public servant as a school committee member elected. So meaning that the community voted for me to sit in office to serve the community. So people voted for me, and also I am also campaigning for a next position, and that is the city council position for District 5. If I know people are not very familiar, but in the city of Lowell, we are running as district. Even Khmer, we call it Namban. So I'm running for districts. So I'm running Krom Praksa Krom in a District 5, City Council District 5. So I've been very busy doing the campaign and serving on top of being an activist with the CNRP and advocating for our women's, especially with as CNRP Women Affairs. So I've just piggyback off what Bong Bopha has mentioned is that we do a lot of things in terms of advocacy, and as a public servant, I've worked alongside with our community to advocate for human rights, women's rights, social justice, injustice, any justice that we need, and democracy. So that's what I've been doing, and Bong Bopha did it very well. She elaborated so much on what we've been doing in the city of Lowell. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Bong Susie. Bong Bopha, you wanna add anything to Susie running for city council?
Yeah, I'm rooting for Susie. She's the next generation. She's fearless, and she just speak out from her heart. I totally support her 100%, and I'm very proud of her, what she have done in the community, and will do more for the community. She's also motivate me to do what I do too. So we kind of like picking back each other, learn from each other. We're not professional, we're not anything, but we there for each other. Thanks.
I went to your Facebook. I went to we supposed to have one more lady coming joining us, but she's not here. So I've been to 3 of you guys Facebook, and I'm very inspired. And I also look at the Massachusetts chapter of CNRPA, and look so much fun. So you guys have Christmas get together. You have a lot of event, and I know it's a lot of work, and then so thank you for both of you for always out there, always advocates, and always out there on the street, and also especially for Cambodia. I know Bong Bopha mentioned that, and she's been here over 30 years. We all been here for so many years, and we're still concerned. We still have our heart for Cambodia. Even though we live here, we have a job, we are comfortable here. So, and I'm hoping that the next generation can see us, can see Susie, can see Bong Bopha, and say, you know what, they are still fighting, they are still working, and inspire our youth to keep going or start caring about Cambodia. So thank you both for being here. Now, Susie, since you're busy, July 10th is Dr. Kamlai's 7-year anniversary of his shot in Cambodia. He's a commentator. He's a very inspiring teacher, So what do you in Massachusetts chapter? What have you voted? I know both of you are busy. I know. So we can start with Susie first.
Nation in Cambodia, what Massachusetts chapter have done on behalf of his commemoration, and just just raising awareness for the community to know that not just the Cambodian community, majority of the Cambodian community, especially the older generation, they're very well aware of the assassination that happened to Dr. Kamlay. But it's the younger generation that we want to make sure that they are aware of why we did um, ceremony to commemorate his life, the journey that he had been through to in order to raise awareness about the situation in Cambodia. And we all know very well, like you and I well know, follow Cambodian politics. But my daughters or your kids, Bopha kids, and our kids that are under 20 years old, or actually under 30 years old, are not very vigilant, or they don't really pay any attention to the situation in Cambodia. And because of the fact that Dr. Kamlay, he lost his life, he know that his life, he's walking on eggshell when he's speaking up against the current regime in Cambodia. And the current regime in Cambodia is under one authoritarian, basically under a dictator. And he is willing to jailed people. He's willing to have his people assassinate anyone that's willing to stand up against the regime. And the regime right now is under Hun Sen. And Hun Sen is a dictator. And he's a former comrade or former general for the Khmer or
the Khmer Rouge.
So he's one of the top leaders during that time. And then we had like over 2 million people. Your family, my family, I've lost my family, I've lost my dad, I've lost my siblings during that time. And now that under that same general, under the same person that were part of the Khmer Rouge, is now ruling Cambodia. And this is the reason why we raise awareness about Dr. Kamlay. He was one of the renowned political and now analyst. He's not in any political party. He is someone who educated. He's a professor. He's a doctor, PhD, who studied in politics. He studied in all these issues, and he brought awareness. He makes sure that people are aware of the situation. He brought facts, data, circumstances, and because the fact that he speaks the truth, he brought facts into Cambodia. That's the reason why he was murdered. And because of his bravery, because of his sacrifice, he left behind his wife, his 5 children, and the one child that was his wife was still bearing while he passed away. And this child would not know who his father is. He only know of his father, Dr. Kamlay, but he would not know the touch, the feeling, the love, the embrace that his father will give to him because of the murder in broad daylight that happened under the current regime in Cambodia right now. And I wholeheartedly feel his pain because my dad was murdered because he was one of the freedom fighter during the Cambodian genocide. I don't know who my father is. I don't know what he sound like, what he looks like, because the fact that was taken away from me. I feel the pain of Dr. Kamlay's family. So that's the reason why we feel very passionate about commemorating his 7 years death anniversary. And we all should continue doing this every year. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Bong Bopha, can you describe what happened? I show a little bit picture, but for some reason, every time I share, it's like we all have slow signal that it's froze. So I was able to share a little bit. Can you describe what? I know there's a demonstrations going on in Massachusetts and Lowell. There's a describe what's going on. What did you do?
Yeah, we We did this memory of Dr. Kamlay is to remind, the next generations of what's going on. And his word is like gold. His word is to waken us up. His word will be constantly stay in our heart and we will never forget. It just like, to fight for freedom, to have a voice for yourself is you just have to wipe your tear and keep moving. And those slogans, that slogans, also remind me every day to get up and just do what you have to do for your brother and your sister. And I've don't know anything. I didn't know anything about Dr. Kamlay until he was assassinated. That's when everybody talked about him, and I went online and view, listen and watch all his video. It's just amazing how much knowledge that he had gathering, and he trying to educate us um, and be aware of what's going on in Cambodia. He didn't do anything wrong. Because in Cambodia you have no right of speech. Like here in the United States, you can say whatever you want as long as you have the facts, and he did that because he exposed, the current government's family of who owns what, how the whole family controlled Cambodia, and that's what they shut him up and assassinate him by assassinate him just to shut him up, which showed that the current government has no remorse for human being or no remorse for whoever that stand up and protect the country, like your own country. You will be like the person that against the government because you stand up and spoke the truth instead of speaking to protect themselves. So all of us speaks the truth, and the truth hurt. So therefore he trying to shut us up. It's just like every human, every Cambodian live in Cambodia, they just like live in a prison. Either you be with them or you are the against the government. You cannot show, that you a child of Cambodian family, your ancestor, you want to protect your home, your land. When you hear that, oh, he chopped off a part of land to give it to Vietnam to handle it or take care of it. I mean, that's painful. That is like how we look at him as a parent. How can you do that to your child when you take away your child freedom, you take away your child home, and to give the to the other people, like it's not even your family. That is painful. That is still going on for the last 30 years, and that's why we have to remember Dr. Kinley. We have to listen to his word. I've learned a lot from watching his video. Have more connections and know what's going on in Cambodia. And I appreciate that I know him, even though I don't know him when he was alive, but the video throughout stuff, I encourage, anybody that don't know about him, watch the video and you can learn from that and you can, do a lot. And that's what it touched my heart to the core where I have to come out, to speak the truth and not to speak to protect anybody else, but to speak the truth. And the truth is the truth. You cannot change it.
Thank you, Bong. I cannot believe that it's been 7 years. It's been 7 years, and nothing have been done. The regime, so the killer,
never been found. Yeah,
we
never
cannot
been found. Never find justice for the family.
Yeah, and it's not just him. There's many other people.
Yes.
You see the picture. We have many, and that's the reason why in Cambodia is like impunity. You can never find the real killer. And so thank you, Bao, and thank you, Susie, for show up, raise your voice. Hopefully, everybody can hear that. Hopefully, the youth inspired to show up for the next demonstrations. And beside that, what I'll have, I know there's election, like you said, elections coming up on July 23rd. We are encouraging the Cambodian people in Cambodia who register. You register yourself to vote already. Please show up. Please speak up. And Susie, can you help and let us let's our audience what we want to do. What we do we want our youth in America to, or our people in America, the Cambodian community in America, to contact their family in Cambodia and ask them to show up to vote? And what else you want them to do besides show up to vote?
Thank you, Linda. So you just brought up some image right there for our viewers to see, and these are some images of so right after we did the ceremonial commemorating Dr. Kham Lay's assassination, his 7th year death assassination, is that we did a procession or a procession and then a demonstration right in front of the heart of Cambodia. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that because I think this is very valid as to why I think it's very important for all of us to follow in, is that so this procession is from the temple that we did the ceremony for Dr. Kham Lay. So because, you know, we in America, the system worked for us. The police work for us. We are taxpayers. We are law-abiding citizens that asked and pulled a permit under the constitutional law for the rights of freedom of expression. So because we pulled a permit to express how we feel, so we had the police help escort us from the temple all the way. It's about a mile from where we were to the location, our destination. And Bailan, we call it Bailan Park, Bailan Plaza, or the Cambodia town. That's the heart of Lowell. We did had a procession. We marched over there to Pat Bailan, Pat Bailan. We show the community in the city of Lowell. We also have a lot of media outlets such as Lowell Sun, RFA. They were doing and then we have the CNRPA also that's doing the news outlet for us, the media outlet. And we're letting our people in Cambodia know that we're doing this not for the sake of our purpose, but for the sake of the people in Cambodia. We're letting them know we are standing with them. We're standing behind them. We're standing alongside with them. And we are standing firm with them to let them know that we will not allow the sham election that's going to happen July 23rd in Cambodia. We are letting our people in Cambodia know, go out and vote. Use your rights as Cambodian voters, Cambodian citizens. This is your civic duty. It is your job. It is your obligation. It is for you. You are born to have your rights. Do not allow the government take your rights away from you. Rightfully so. You need to go out and vote. And when you go out and vote in Cambodia, make sure you put an X right on the ballot to say that you deny.
The ballot has to show.
Yeah. And Bopha have the ballot right there.
Mm-hmm.
Put a big X right on the ballot to say that you are not supporting any political party that do not support, advocate for democracy, human rights, justice, true democracy, not even democracy, but true democracy in Cambodia. And this is the reason why we had that demonstration. One, to raise awareness about the sham election in Cambodia. It's fake and it's not true to our cause. That's the reason why we did that demonstration. And when you see the ballot, a lot of people are afraid to. When you go into the vote, I want to do a little bit, Linda, we have time. I want to do a little bit of comparison about American voters versus Cambodia voters. In America, everyone have a little booth. You can go and vote. Mark off the candidates that you like. Mark the name. No one's allowed to see it except for you. That's in United States of America. Cambodia is the same way. You mark an X on your ballot, fold it, put it in the box, and when they ask you who you voted for, but they don't have the rights to ask you.
They don't have to ask, do they?
The people who work at the polling station do not have the rights to ask you, who are you voting for? under the constitutional law, Cambodia have the constitutional law that you do not need to disclose who you are voting for. Use your rights to say, I do not need to disclose who I'm voting for. And if they are pushing your button, you can say, this is under this mitra or this constitutional rights. I don't need to tell you who I vote for. And if they cause that trouble, bring that to them, right?
Oh, you're so afraid. You can just say, you know what, number 18, but you know, you lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just say, yeah, I want number 18, just walk away and fold it.
And just fold it, you know, of course, number 18, and put it into the ballot. Bopha said something that's very true, that she said that, you know, the truth is the truth. We will go, people in Cambodia will go to vote, even though we know the election is sham, even though we know that they're going to win. But in reality, when they open that ballot box up, the truth is going to be the truth. Even though Hun Sen think that he's know that he's going to win, but he will know that how many people are not happy with his leadership. When they count those ballots, they will count them, and they will tell him, even though they will not tell the people, they will tell him how many of them that mark X, and he will know the truth. It is the truth. Even though for us it's like, oh, we will never gonna know the true number and how many people, but you know, the truth doesn't lie, and
Yeah.
his people will tell him. And even though if he acknowledge or not, but the Cambodian people will tell him how injustice in Cambodia. And so we need to go, the people in Cambodia need to go out there and vote and mark and exploit the ballot, cross it out, and cross it out for injustice. What is injustice? Corruption in Cambodia, deforestation in Cambodia, and Bopha start out land grab in Cambodia. That's different than deforestation. And if you look at Cambodia, deforestation is everywhere, all the mountain, all the forest we have. So that's injustice. Also regarding injustice, you are in Cambodia, when you have a child, you want that person, you want your child to grow up and hopefully be a prime minister someday. But it's not happening because
It will never be happen in this current government. Your child, doesn't matter how much education you have, or doesn't matter, you will never be one. So in order,
to get education,
yeah,
if you're lucky enough to get education,
that's true. Yeah.
because he already said it. The dictator already said it. He's the prime minister. He's going to be the father of the prime minister. He's going to be the grandfather of the prime minister. Is that what you want for your child? You when you have kids, you always want, in America, we always tell our kid, be whatever you want to be. And that is, we want our kid to be whatever they want to be. And if they inspire and they want to be the president, we help them.
Yeah.
How do people in Cambodia feel when they hear, I'm going to be the grandfather of the prime minister? If you're lucky enough to even house to go to school, not many children in Cambodia is lucky enough to go to school.
Yeah.
Because they have to quit to go work and support their family. If they're lucky, they find a job in Cambodia. But many people, over 2 million people, are migrating to Thailand to work for a job that
To be a slave for other
do not
countries.
want to do.
Yeah, yeah. It is said that Cambodia has so much resources for our people just to labor alone. Like if you know, like, I don't know, just the rice fields alone, if you give them enough, or their own field, if you can teach them how to grow their own rice, or if someone live on a farm, how to teach them, you know, to farming. I mean, Cambodia is a beautiful country, a lot of resource that can provide for Cambodian people. He doesn't have to do anything more than that, just to provide him. You know, like, he can keep all the money that the international give him to rebuild to rebuild Cambodia, but it's not enough for him and his family and his generation, you know, to live on. Not only that, he has to still, you know, grabbing land from the poor. where they lived there from their ancestor, you know, for years and years. And it just that it just, you know, hurt to see that. Like, I always think to myself, like, if he were smart, just give 20% to the poor, just provide health care, just especially a doctor. Like, I've seen, you know, the mother having a baby, go there begging a doctor. The first thing the doctor asks is how much money you have. I mean, you know, the government should provide that. Like us here, even though, you know, the poor people will provide health care, regardless of what. The first thing they do, they take care of you first. You know, not question about money and stuff like that. It just, you know, it just hurtful, and it just, when you see that, it's painful. You know, like if he would just give a little more, like we wouldn't be here talking about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, I get mad. It just like, it's just so unjust. It's just like you can't do anything, but at least you have to do what you have to do. You know, for the people in Cambodia. Like, we stand with them, like Susie said, we stand behind them, we stand for them. We watch, you know, from the far, and to find out what's going on. And thanks to Facebook that they can live, you know, video live camera, that we can see it, of what's going on. You know, without Facebook, we don't know what's going on. Like, if they, you know, so it just, like, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel hurt for them. And I will be here to the day I die. And I've said that any war would have to have, like, someone to sacrifice. It's that my generation, my grandfather sacrificed us, you know, to flee from Cambodia, to escape from Cambodia, because we might live from the Khmer Rouge, but from leaving from the border to the Thai, some people got killed too. So we take that risk, you know, to give our children the future. And also the Cambodian people, you have to do the same thing. You have to stand up. If you show up millions of you know, of people to support Kamlei's memorial, I think we all should do the same on the day of the elections, July 27. Just came out and floods the country. And we will be here watching what's going on.
Thank you, Bong. And anything to add, Susie, regarding injustice? Also, when talking about injustice, a lot of Cambodians are not able to speak, even though they see injustice in front of them. They're not allowed to speak, because if you speak, you either in jail or you are buried.
Mm-hmm. And that's the one thing I feel like, yeah, our we need to. I understand it's easier said than done when you're outside of the country. I absolutely understand that. But we, from our perspective, we've lent so much helping hand. We did a lot of lobbying, advocacy work, talking to senators, Congress. And from me being a public servant or an elected official, I've talked to my colleagues, I've talked to other members in the community who are pro nonprofit, who are pro justice. I've talked to people, and the problem is that we're raising this awareness, but we want to encourage our people in Cambodia to know that it's not easy, but we need them to stand their ground. There's a lot of people dying, and you know what? In America, how many people died? They like Dr. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, all these other civil rights activists. They lost their lives. They've been beaten up. They've been in prison because the fact that they feel the need for justice. They feel the need for their freedom. They feel the needs for their rights. You know, and I think, I know Cambodians have that drive in them. Do not allow the Hun Sen crony, do not allow the Hun Sen clan, the regime, to take down that we have Che Varaman, built Angkor Wat. We have that big boulder that represent. Look at these boulders back behind me. These were built within our forefathers. Why are we allowing a small group of people to take us down? Use the strong bloodline inside of you to stand up. Enough is enough. It is easy, but you have our support. Why do you think Linda? Why do you think Bopha? Why do you think I, myself, Kim Hoon, other people in the United States here today are advocating for. We're advocating for you because we know that you have that bloodline, the strong, the strength, the resiliency in you to advocate, to stand for yourself. We cannot do it without you guys doing it for yourself. We want you, July 23rd, go out and vote. Put an X on the ballot to let the international know that you went out and vote. Hun Sen said, if you don't go out and vote, you will get in trouble. You will get put in prison. You went out and vote, but you vote with an X. You do that. That is showing everyone to know that you do not support the current regime. You guys have the Cambodian bloodline. Do not allow Hun Sen, his regime, the government to take that blood away from you. ខ្មែរយើងហៅឈាមចរខ្មែរបបៈបរៈឈាមចរខ្មែររបស់យើងចា
Thank you, Susan. Susie, I'm sorry. Thank you, Susie. Bopha, anything you'd like to add regarding election? Please go out and vote. Please cross it out.
Yeah, just go out and vote, and just make sure that be vigilant of what's going on, and just have your camera, ready, live, the situations, so we can be here. And also not just us, but the international also watch what's going on too, because it's a civil war. It's a civil thing. They cannot do anything. Like, you can scream and yell for UN or anything to help. They can't unless there is some serious bloodshedding going on. Without changes, there must be sacrifice to change, to see changes. And I know it's hard to say. I know I'm not there, but if the government allow of us to go back, believe me, we will be there, but he will not let us there. And you know why. Like, we Cambodian, it's my country. I should have the right to go and visit my country. Like, he cannot forbid me from not going or threaten that my name is on a blacklist and stuff like that. That is not right. I have the right, but all these things, that's why I say he fear. That's why he did not allow any outsider of Cambodia out here, to go back to Cambodia. He can talk and yap about it, but, all he talk about is bombing you, killing you, shooting you, but we don't have any weapon to fight him, but all we have is our voice, and with lobbying with, the international, the state rep, the city council, we fight with the law. We fight with showing the law, just like this is, you have to abide by the law. You have to do this for the Cambodian people. We only have our heart and our time, to support you at this time, but because we can't go back in Cambodia. So that's what I have to say. So please go to vote, voice your concern, and fight for your freedom and fight for your right, not only for you, but also for your kids and your children's and the future of Cambodia.
He's not afraid just you, Bong. He's afraid of the people in Cambodia as well.
True, yeah, that's what I was saying.
He barred the main opposition. First, he barred CNRP from elections, and this election, he barred
every election,
the main oppositions, and so he's scared. So he is scared so much that he afraid that the people gonna vote for Candlelight Party and not his political party. So
he knows that, yeah. He knows that he's gonna lose, yeah. So the only thing is he just have to threaten you and put you to jail or kill you by have his stuff going and hit you or whatever, and then just kill you, just to shut you up, or you have to intimidate, the people.
Yeah, that's what dictators are good for. Authoritarian regime, that's what they're good for. Fear and intimidation. That's how they win, and that's the thing where I want our people in Cambodia to know is that don't allow the fear and intimidation to take that rights away from you. And that's the thing where I feel like, just going off back on, as someone who believe in democracy, we need to stand firm in that. And And it's not an easy task. It's not an easy battle to fight when you're fighting under a one party state that's been in power for almost 40 years, for as long as I've been alive. And that's the thing where I feel like it, we need that change, and we need to not allow it to continue. And for me, I want to go see what Cambodia looks like. This is the country of where my family originated. That's my roots. And because of what our advocacy work doing outside of the country is not allowing me to go back and see my homeland, where my family came from, where we originated from. It's not right for us to, as someone who were given the privilege to be out here, to be vocal, and then having one guy not allowing us to be there to explore our country. I mean, yes, we can go, but our safety is not. It's not. Yeah, that's the one thing. Our safety is not guaranteed. That's the thing about where we stand. And I want everyone in Cambodia to know that we will be with you, and we are standing with you. We are wholeheartedly support. Please, please, please. This is not just for you. It's not for me. It's not for us. It's for our future generation. And this is what I've been telling the youth that I've spoken to, and my kids, my grandkids, that, in the future, how are you going to identify yourself when you go back to Cambodia? How are you going to identify? Yes, you are born in America. You are Cambodian American. But at the end of the day, your skin color is still the same color. You're not blonde hair, blue eyes, bleached, or anything like that. Your DNA is still stated that you are Cambodian. So that's what I want our children in the future to understand, that, you cannot hide your identity. You cannot hide who you are. You cannot hide where you came from. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. And also, Hun Sen been in power for almost 40 years. To our audience that never know where Cambodia is, doesn't know what's going on in Cambodia, just tuning in. He's in power almost 40 years. And for the people in Cambodia, please consider that as enough. Nothing have changed for the last 40 years. It's Khmer rules, still Khmer rules. If you are speaking the truth, you will be in jail. If you speak, you can speak. That you speak. If you're not speaking the right language, if you're not speaking to promote what he promoting, thank you peace, thank you development, then whatever you do is in jail. And when you're talking about not safe, we do have a Cambodian American lawyer, got her law degree from Michigan, and she's currently in jail for 6 years. She throw away, she left America to do human rights in Cambodia. Advocacy, she's down there, and the regime is very intimidated by her. The regime cannot stand her. And she has the opportunity to leave, but she didn't. So she's there. She's in jail for 6 years right now. She stand firm on what she believes in, and for our work, we do want the regime to release her. We do want the regime to release our political prisoner in Cambodia, because all they do is pick a party and believe what they strongly believe. So as of that, when Susie say unsafe, that's what I think of when it say unsafe in Cambodia. So please go out, cross out your ballot for injustice. And we all talk about already injustice. If you ever feel there's corruption in Cambodia, you got to see corruption in Cambodia. Corruption is everywhere. Please cross out your ballot on July 23rd.
I want to bring up one more point too, as to why the only major political opposition party that has been CNRP has been demolished, obviously, and now the Candlelight Party is the second largest opposition party that stand in belief of democracy and human rights and justice. And that's the next political party that Hun Sen and his regime has taken away their rights as candidates. For me, as an elected official, when I'm following the rules of a candidate, why do I need to take my right? Why is my rights being taken away? So that's the other thing that I want our Cambodian families, brothers and sisters, to understand, that why are they taking just one major political party away from the election? There are several other political parties that's in Cambodia. Why is that one major opposition party? So that's the reason why I want everyone to be thinking, being very mindful to go back to the ballot and check. Make an X, not check, cross out, make an X on your ballot. Very important.
Yeah.
This is your future, not my future. It is your future. It is the future of our children. It is the future of Cambodia. It is the future of our next generation. And you will not get to identify yourself as Cambodian anymore if you allow this regime to continue to go on in Cambodia. Thank you.
Susie. Bopha, can you lift up your ballot again?
Yeah, I also wanted to point out, it's just like there's 18 candidates out here, but like he never mentioned any one of them. Never mentioned any one of these people that on the ballots here. But
I think
yeah,
what, total 18 political parties.
18 parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why call us just one that's opposing? You know,
Exactly. And the one that fight for democracy for Cambodia, they are the one that eliminated. The one that sit in silence and, you know, support Hun Sen, they would be on the ballot. So you see how corruption a country is. You do the right thing, you got killed. You do the right thing, you got eliminated or you got assassinated. Is this the country that you wanted to see going on and continue for your children to live in this country? So just stand up and go to vote and to show the world that you want change in Cambodia. Thank you.
Bopha brought up a very good point. There's total of 18 parties. And beside number 18, which is we're not going to vote for, nobody's going to vote for, it's going to cross it out. Those other 17, it's such a tiny little party. It's such a party that nobody being aware of. And when they, even though they got the vote, it's not even make a difference in the parliament. So the only...
And we don't know who they are. Like where are they? We never heard them go out, you know, campaign or anything, right? Obviously, and the funny part I noticed too, like it's on the bottom, how easy that is. Like, why can't he be somewhere in the middle? Because he knows that the people will not understand and might wrote the wrong one. So it's easy to go to the bottom one, number 18, not number 9, not number 10, not number anything, but it's on them, the bottom one, number 18. Wow, how convenient is that when he's the ruling party from day one for the last 40 years? And he shouldn't be on the top? No, why would he be on the bottom? Right?
Good point, Bong. In this country,
right? Wouldn't you be on the top?
Shovel it up. In this country, they shovel it up so that way you be in. And also, they always say the reason they shovel it up because the top and the bottom people always vote for the top and the bottom. They never see it in the middle.
And it's
so
easy too because
is it that on the bottom?
Exactly.
You can see it.
And the funny part is the symbol is what do you call it, Devada?
Mm-hmm.
Like what kind of Devadas that go out and kill your own people where you stand up to protect your country? I'm just wondering, like the more that I looked at it, the more that I analyze it, it's just like you use Devada, but like our Devada don't go out and you know and do that to our own people. I don't know. But maybe you can pray to this Devada and maybe you know, I don't know. You live in.
No, we cannot pray to that because the last 40 years, the people of Cambodia been crying, been praying, been asking them for prayer. They've been praying to this one, and it's not working. So we need a different one to pray to.
So this David, probably just a facade, but behind that, maybe something else. I don't know. I wouldn't want it to say, but you know what I mean.
Thank you, Bong, and I hope our audience got it clear. The message is: please use your voice. Please go out to vote. That's your one right. If you cannot do anything on July 23rd, please just go out and vote and cross it out. And doesn't matter who win, the people who count the ballot will tell him how many people are so unhappy of his leadership. That the truth is still the truth. So.
And the one thing I want to also emphasize, I have a lot to say about this because I feel like, you know, being, you know, I wear so many hats. You know, and the one thing that, you know, being again a public servant and seeing the things that's happening in Cambodia is that, you know, your voice, when I speak to people, your voice matter. When I speak to constituents, people that are the Majasalak or the people that vote, your voice matters. When you address the situation, you know, our job is to make sure that your voices are being heard. That is totally opposite of what's happening in Cambodia. When the people are voicing that their land are being grabbed, their houses are being flooded because of the natural disaster. Which there's a lot of things that the government can do to
We
take
call it
away.
development.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's the thing where I feel like, when people uses their voice, use it and use it in firm. I see that volume matters. Your voice, your vote, and volumes. Because if it's only take 10 people to do it, then it really doesn't take an authoritarian regime to break down. We need, when I see, going back to Dr. Kaimlay memorial service when he passed in Cambodia, in
People flood the road, yeah.
it was
All the
crowded.
time.
It was the whole country of Cambodia were flooded with supporters mourning his life. If we see that happening now during the election of July 23rd, this is an eye opener to the international community. This will raise awareness to anyone that's really paying attention to the voting that's happening. And that's why I encourage, I want to see all
Yeah.
of our Cambodian brother and sister to flood our street. Go out and vote. Make that noise. You got to make that noise. You cannot just be 10 people and go out and vote. Flock the whole street, flock the whole neighborhood, flock the whole district, whatever the Khmer kum or whatever.
Kum Sankat. Yeah.
Yes. So flood, 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 flood. You need the volume. That's what we need. And I cannot say it. I cannot express how I feel. Again, being someone who's running for office, I support our voters to go out and make that change. Be the voice. I want you to go and vote and make sure you be that change. No one can be that change, but except for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. I forgot to mention one thing. When you go vote, make sure you cross it out. Don't leave it blank. Do not leave it
Yeah.
blank. Cross it out. Bang Bopha, you want to say something in Khmer a little bit?
ខ្ញុំសូមអំពាវនាវឲ្យខ្ញុំសូមសំពះអង្វរលឿនតួបងប្អូននៅស្រុកខ្មែរទាំងអស់ឲ្យគ្របឈរឡើងទាំងអស់គ្នាទៅបោះឆ្នោតបើសិនជាបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាមានការឈឺចាប់ដែលគេសម្រាប់លោកកែមលីអញ្ចឹងពេលថ្ងៃបោះឆ្នោតហ្នឹងយើងគួរតែឈឺចាប់ដូចគ្នាពីព្រោះនេះគឺជាការដែលអាចផ្លាស់ប្ដូរបានបើសិនជាបងប្អូនគ្របឈរឡើងពេញមកនគរស្រុកខ្មែរគឺនឹងមានការផ្លាស់ប្ដូរខ្ញុំយល់ថាបងប្អូនខ្លាចស្លាប់បងប្អូនខ្លាចឈឺបងប្អូនខ្លាចគេធ្វើបាបតែបងប្អូនសុខចិត្តរស់នៅគេធ្វើបាបមួយថ្ងៃបន្តិចឬក៏អានេះចំពោះខ្ញុំគឺខ្ញុំបើសិនជាដៃខ្ញុំរបួសគឺខ្ញុំកាត់ខ្ញុំមិនឲ្យឈឺថែមទៀតទេហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំបដិញ្ញាអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសូមបងប្អូនអញ្ជើញទៅបោះឆ្នោតដើម្បីឲ្យបដូរការរស់នៅដើម្បីឲ្យបដូរហើយណាមួយដើម្បីឲ្យអនាគតទៅកូនចៅរបស់បងប្អូនដែលនៅស្រុកខ្មែរសប្តាហ៍នេះផងចាសូមអរគុណ
Thank you, Bang. Thank you for speaking to the people in Cambodia. We speak in English for the youth in this country, for people in this country. Please call your family up. Please call your family in Cambodia. Just FaceTime them, message them, go out to vote and cross out the ballot. We are, I believe, like 12 days, 13 days to elections. Please get ready. Please get ready to go and vote and cross out your ballot. Don't leave it blank. And it's for injustice that yesterday, look, Dr. Kamlay assassination day, and that's it, like Susie said, if you feel the pain, you feel the injustice, you feel that anybody who speak out, anybody who just have a voice, got murdered, thrown in jail. It's time. It's time to change. It's time for a change. Go out, cross out the ballot, and come home. So simple. Please.
And can I add one more thing to sorry, again, going back to our demonstration back in Lowell, Massachusetts, the coffin that you see people were carrying that day, it's not a coffin for Hun Sen. It's the coffin that stated Hun Sen killed democracy in Cambodia. It is a representation of that's been happening in Cambodia under the Hun Sen regime. So Hun and the images, the pictures of the people that were placed on top of the coffin were the people that were murdered under Hun Sen and his regime. And and the people like Chut Odom, he carried his dad's portrait because his dad was murdered. And we have Chivichia pictures were carried because he was murdered, because he stood up for the people. He stood up for the cause for Cambodia. So when you see the coffin, it doesn't necessarily meant to bury Hun Sen. That is easy for him. We want to see more things happening to him. However, it's a representation of what Hun Sen did to Cambodia. Hun Sen did to these people, these innocent lives, that all they did was just speak up the truth. They speak up for the people. They speak up for the voice that reached out to them. So he killed democracy. That's the reason why we see the coffin. It's not because it's for Hun Sen. I'm sorry to say, he's not worth to be in the coffin. It's the representation of the people that him and his government killed. And that is a representation of democracy. Democracy has been killed under Hun Sen authoritarian regime. And we want that to stop. This is a time for us to really stop this from happening. And it's like a virus. It's like a cancer. If you don't stop it right now, it's going to keep on spreading. And it's going to spread to his son. It's going to spread to his grandkids. It's going to spread to the small clan that he have already planned in his family tree. And we need to stop that. And it's not okay to sit there and watch this happening in front of us. So that's why, again, going back to, please go out and vote. It's July 23rd. Cross out the ballot and make sure you let people know that it's a sham election. And let the people in Cambodia know that it is not okay to reject you as a voter. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie. Anything else you want to add, Bang Bopha?
No, I think Susie has mentioned, the rest, and I don't have anything else, but I just, pray for all the family in Cambodia on that day, and we just don't want to see any more killing, any more murder, in Cambodia anymore. I mean, in this time, it shouldn't happen. And I know it happened around the world, but our country, the ruling party, have been ruling Cambodia over 40 years. I don't see any change, and it's about time that we all have to stand up and change the regime. I know, like, a lot of people that is Clooney would say that, oh yeah, the Cambodia develop what? It's all Chinese people that build casino and prostitutions, high buildings. He didn't build all that. It's the other people that built it, and then he take credit for it. But anyway, I just wanted to pray for Cambodia, and I hope that in my lifetime that I see Cambodia as a free country, and especially for my children, that I can bring them home someday. Thank you.
And hopefully soon. Thank you, Bang. Any last words, Susie?
No, I think we covered it all. Thank you so much.
We can go all night long.
I mean, this is one thing that I think for us, we feel very passionate about. And it's just, it's something that it will not stop. We will not stop until our last dying breath, until Hun Sen and his regime stop making our people in Cambodia suffering under his authoritarian regime.
Thank you, both ladies. You really representing Massachusetts, and thank you so much for being here. And everyone, if anything you can take out from this show, please go to vote. If you're in Cambodia, please go to vote July 23rd. Vote your right to vote, so You have the right to vote. You have the right to cross out your ballot. Please go out and cross out your ballot. Don't leave it blank. Cross it out and come home, and your job is done on July 23rd. So please, thank you. You both are welcome to be on my show anytime. Anytime, please. Thank you so much. And I
One
enjoyed
side
the
must go. One side must go. Cross.
Take your ballot. Take your ballot. Show your ballot.
Yes.
Thank you, Linda.
Yes.
You are doing such an amazing job.
Quay nó
Please
bông
continue.
quay. Con cha.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dạ, nghiệp lia.
Thank you so much, our audience, for being here, for tuning in. We are actually at the end of our show. And please, again, if you have, I know a lot of Cambodians watching this show, please call your family in Cambodia and encourage them. If they register to vote, please encourage them to go out, show up on July 23rd, cross out the ballot. The truth is the truth. When they count the ballot, the regime will know. And that's your way of telling the regime how unhappy you are as a Cambodian inside Cambodia. So please go out, cross out the ballot. Thank you so much, and I will see you next Tuesday. Hope that you have a good evening or good morning wherever you at, and have the good rest of your week. Also, I forgot, if you're in America, please. I think Bong Kam Hon being dropping link. July 15th in Long Beach. You can join on Zoom. You can join if you are around California, around Long Beach. Please register to join Khmer Democratic Forum on July 15th on a Saturday afternoon. If you are thinking, what you're gonna do for help as an outside Cambodian, please join. Or you're not Cambodian, please join too. Or if you are farther away from Long Beach, please register on Zoom, join on Zoom, and that's what you can do. Also, I know many locations on July 22nd, July 23rd, they're going to have protests. In Long Beach, we will have protests on 23rd, 22nd, and 23rd. Please join us. Many different locations, many different states as well going to have a protest, because we as Cambodian American, we are so unhappy of what's going on in Cambodia. So please show up and show your voice and raise up, and please join all the protests. So please show wherever you at. If you don't know where's the protest at, drop me a link, because I can direct you to where the protest demonstrations of how unhappy we are with the political situation in Cambodia. We are so unhappy with the whole family, and we want the people to have the voice. Please go to vote on July 23rd in Cambodia. Call your family, call your friend, anybody you know in Cambodia. So thank you so much for joining our show. I know I talk very quickly, but it's the end of the show. So hopefully you have a good evening. Please use your voice to advocate for people that cannot speak in Cambodia. Thank you so much.